Under the bright lights, surrounded by purple and gold, we come to you live from Chillicothe, Ohio, at the home of the Unioto Sherman Tanks. Good evening, everyone. My name is Riley Burnett, and I'm joined by the man Eric Landrum, and we welcome you to Football Friday Nights, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Now, Eric, tell the folks at home a little bit about what our goal is here this evening.
Man, it's this evening, it's tomorrow evening, it's Saturday evening, it's every evening on Friday night in the fall from that point forward. We're here to bring you the biggest stories, the biggest action from everything going on around the region. 60 plus teams tonight. We got 42 games that we're going to cover, 21 games on our own platform. Strap in, baby. It's going to be a bumpy Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's no doubt. You can feel the electricity and also the warmth in the air. I'll mention real quick our 2 hours to kick off weather update, which is brought to you by Hocking College. Currently here in Chillicothe, west of Chillicothe, I should say. We're sitting at a little bit of a humid 79 degrees. We experienced some light showers prior to 5 o'clock, but we are all good and ready to go now. We'll start off with our Friday Night 5. Eric, tell the folks at home once again a little bit about our Friday Night 5.
Absolutely. It's a quick look through the region at football through every lens imaginable. Essentially, we're going to go through our biggest rivalry, our biggest upset possibility, most intriguing player matchup, of course, the team under the most pressure for the week, and of course, the sleeper game of the week. The first way we hit you right out the gate every Friday night at 5 p.m., baby.
So we'll lead that right off. Starting our Friday Night 5 here, the first topic, the biggest rivalry. I think we are like-minded in this one. It's Athens taking that trip to Logan for the 99th all-time matchup between these two programs.
How could we not be like-minded? 99 times these two teams have played. The first game was in 1907, a final score of 0-0, so they just played for a touchdown for a year after that, where Athens finally pulled out a victory 6-0. Maybe it was 2 field goals. Who knows? If you have more info on that one, let us know. But we'll be talking about this one tonight, man. What an awesome series. Logan leads this rivalry 54-40-5. This rivalry took a little bit of a break between 08 and 14. It renewed in 15, and since it renewed, Logan leads the series by an edge of 5-4. That right there is everything. Counties right beside one another, kicking off the year in week 1, 99 times. Number 100 next year. I'm looking forward to that 99th this week.
For Athens County, it really doesn't get any better than that. We mentioned Logan playing host in that contest this year. As we mentioned, next year, if these teams face again, they will finally hit that coveted century mark. We'll move right in to our biggest upset possibility. I'll lead this one off. It's Russell, Kentucky, traveling across the Ohio River, playing against Coldgrove. A big, as I mentioned, cross-river rivalry matchup in week 1. This time, of course, on the Ohio side, Coldgrove, also known as Dawson Bryant, playing host in that one. I think the home field advantage is going to create a lot of energy for Coldgrove early there at Patterson Field. And obviously, Coldgrove hungry to avenge that playoff loss that they suffered at home just a season ago.
That was a brutal loss to Morgan, 28-22 to wrap up the year for Coldgrove. I know Jay Lucas and his teams, they've been itching since then to get back to this point. Lost quite a bit down there in Coldgrove. That would be quite the upset if they could come out the gate minus Caden Murphy, Caden Turner, and really get the job done against the Red Devils. That would be a lights-out shock. My biggest upset possibility, I'm going to keep it in Athens County for a moment. How about Trimble traveling to Boston Field to take on Nelsonville York? In upset games, you need fuel. And I don't know that anyone's going to be as fueled up as Trimble, led by their alumni head coach, Terry Holbert, in week 1. A Trimble Tomcat himself, I think he's going to have his guys ready to play in this game. 56-game series. NY leads the series 34-20-2. In the past decade, though, split right down the middle, 5-5, with 4 of these games being decided by 7 points or less. This is everything you ask for in your week 1 rivalry. Since this game was moved to week 1 in I think 2008, and it's been a lights-out contest ever since.
Of course, that'll be the game we'll be traveling to tomorrow night for Friday night, which will be our second of 3 contests we'll be covering over the course of week 1 action. We'll move right in. If you want to lead us off, Eric, with your best player matchup.
Well, I don't know if I go. It's not necessarily my best player matchup, but it's certainly my most intriguing player matchup, and that's the game that we're standing on ground at right now. The Jackson Ironmen, the Unioto Sherman Tanks. Both of these teams lost a combined 40 seniors a year ago. The Ironmen lost 22 seniors. Unioto lost 18 seniors. That's a lot of bodies to replace.
Absolutely.
And both these teams were loaded with talent. But how about an opportunity for somebody in these programs to step up? New names, new faces, somebody who's had a dream. They're going to get the chance to live out that dream tonight on one of the biggest stages in Ohio. 28 games tonight being played on a Thursday night here, and this might be the biggest one out of all of them in Ohio.
No doubt about that, Eric. I'll move right in, traveling down to Scioto Scioto County near my home turf. Portsmouth traveling to Wheelersburg, playing up on the hill above Ohio River Road, and of course the Ohio River. Two teams that have really been littered with talent for decades. You look at the stories of these two programs. I mean, endless competition over the years. Speed really the key factor, it seems, in recent memory, especially on both sides of the ball for these teams. Of course, we remember that Wheelersburg team from last year, and we'll talk about them a little bit later, but obviously a lot of speed on that defensive side. And it's first-year head coach Brandon Salmons for the Portsmouth Trojans, and I got to talk to him a little bit in a press conference this past Sunday. He says he's embracing the role as an outsider. He actually came from CHCA over kind of southwest in that area of Ohio, this really being his first time down by the river in Scioto County. He also added that he's opened his season against multi-time state champions in the past, so this is nothing new. He said this seems like par for the course for his team, so definitely going to be exciting to see how he's able to utilize the Portsmouth weapons here in week one.
I love that mindset. You got to be careful calling Wheelersburg par for the course down here, because I'm not sure it's par for the course for anybody in Southern Ohio, but I love the mindset. Go after him, go get him. If you're outside looking in, that's a great mindset from Brandon Salmons.
Move right into our next point here, the team under the most pressure. I know me and you agree. I think a lot of people who enjoy Southeastern Ohio football are going to agree. It's the Ironton Fighting Tigers.
It sure seems like it, right? And I don't really love associating pressure with youth sports. It's not necessarily my thing. But in the essence of which team feels like they're kind of up against the world with the most to prove, it has to be the Ironton Fighting Tigers, right? I mean, that's going to be my answer probably this week until mid-December when we figure out what this team's really going to do on the year. Look, there's a program that's just simply built for the postseason. Last year, Ironton didn't get that opportunity after they left out of the playoff picture regarding the whole OHSAA investigation. But when I tell you that this team is built for the playoffs, they're constructed a little differently than other area teams in the playoffs, and I've got a stat here that shows you that. Ironton has 69 playoff wins in school history, and that is more than, get your notebook, Jackson with 20, NY, Nelsonville, York with 18, Portsmouth with 13, Miami Trace with 9, Logan with 4, Lancaster, Chillicothe, Circleville, Unioto, Meigs, Marietta, Hillsborough, McLean combined. Ironton did it on 69 playoff appearances, or 39 playoff appearances. It took these schools 137. It's just a different beast down there in Ironton, and they're traveling across the state tonight to take on a Williamsburg team. A whole lot of resentment in Ironton. They're looking for a chance to hit somebody with a different colored jersey tonight.
I think the Fighting Tigers smell blood in the water here week one. Of course, head coach Trevin Pendleton always does such an excellent job of getting that team ready, especially for that week one matchup. Of course, taking place on a Thursday tonight there on the road. We'll move right into our fifth and final point here for our first segment, the sleeper game. I'll lead off. I think it's the Portsmouth West Senators are going to travel east over to Fairland, of course, having to travel all that way across 52 there in Southern Ohio. It's first-year head coach Ron Wooten, who was the former offensive coordinator for the Fairland Dragons. And if you go back and look historically in the past few seasons at that Fairland offense, they were, quite frankly, amazing, averaging over 40 points per game through a multitude of those seasons. They are really amped up for this matchup on that Fairland side, seeking revenge from last year, in which last season, week one also, was a 30-27 win for the Portsmouth West Senators, so I'm expecting more fireworks.
It's going to be exactly that, fireworks. Stylistically, it'll be really fun to see how these two teams will match up. They both like to run the football, so it'll be a very run-heavy game. I think there's, exactly like you said, an opportunity for some fireworks down there as a sleeper game of the night in the area. I love that pick. I'm going to go with one a little further to the eastern part of the state, over in Washington County. I'm going to go with the Fort Fry Cadets hosting the Ridgewood Generals. First meeting between two phenomenal football programs here in Southern Ohio. Ridgewood's led by 27th year coach John Slusser. Wow. And John Slusser has made his team's playoff, or his team has made the playoffs every year since 2015, except one, in a year where they went 7-3 in 2017. Of the school's 20 playoff appearances in school history, he's coached 18 of them. Guy knows how to get it done with his football team. They were a perennial D6 powerhouse. Fort Fry, on the other hand, also very, very well coached. Probably the best kept secret in Southern Ohio. Eric Fry leads that team. A moment ago, I mentioned Ridgewood has only missed the playoffs one time since 2015. That's one more time than Fort Fry has. Fort Fry has made the playoffs every year since then. They've averaged 10-point wins per season in that span. And my favorite statistic of all, since 2020, Fort Fry has hosted 14 home playoff games. That's getting it done. I love what this football game presents tonight.
You talk about home field advantage paying dividends, especially those post-Week 10 games. You don't really get a better example of that than there. And also, let's talk about the mascot matchup in that game. The Generals and the Cadets. How interesting.
If you're a military guy, this is the game for you. Absolutely.
So we'll take a quick break here momentarily at the end of segment 1. Of course, that being our Friday Night 5 we just led off with. So stay tuned, as I mentioned, tomorrow night and Saturday night for that as well. That'll lead us back in after the break, segment 2, what we like to call Attacking the Area, which we will do next on Football Friday Nights, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store.
Out here, every step tells a story. A farmer at sunrise, a worker on the night shift, a hunter deep in the woods. Those steps have been taken in our boots. Right now, get more out of every step by checking out our new Buy One, Get Two Free section in all products from Rocky, Georgia Boot, Durango, Muck, and Extra Tough. The Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Outfitting hard-working people for every job, every season, and every step along the way.
Be reliable heating and cooling. Airclass Heating and Cooling has you covered. From furnaces to AC generators to fireplaces and indoor air quality, we keep your home comfortable all year. Call 740-448-7278 or visit us at 24 State Street. Airclass, comfort you can count on.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup? A.T. Hoy, LLC has you covered. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify for free transportation. A.T. Hoy, charting a course for care.
Whether you're on the go or there's just not enough time in your day, Holzer is making care more convenient for you. Don't feel like leaving the house for healthcare? Don't. Holzer Virtual Care for when and where you need it. Think Holzer first.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
You have a voice when it comes to your long-term care. An ombudsman advocates on your behalf for long-term care issues related to health, safety, welfare, and residents' rights wherever you receive long-term care services. Here to listen, here to help. Call your local ombudsman through the Area Agency on Aging, District 7 for confidential assistance at 1-800-582-7277 or email info@aaa7.org.
Football Friday Nights presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Have a little bit of something here that's going to be handed out completely free of charge if anyone is at any of these venues joining us. Football Friday Night presents the Playbook, which is a guide to Southern Ohio football for the fall 2026 season. Of course, this being printed by our friends over at Zip Printing and TotalMedia Sports, of course, sponsoring this. Really nice playbook, gives you a nice overview of the region on hand, all the teams that we will be handling for the next 10 plus weeks. So we'll jump right into our second segment leading off of that. I mentioned it before, attack the area. Just a few quick previews, Eric. We'll jump right into it. Circleville making the trip to Chillicothe, and really was going to feature a lot of star power and some premier second-year coaching.
This is going to be such a great football game over at Herrnstein Field in Chillicothe. A real measuring stick for both teams, I feel. Both coaches in their second year with their program. Last season, Coach Jay Sherritt did a really nice job with Circleville, improving Circleville as one of the most improved teams in the area as far as I'm concerned. Sherritt spent 21 years at Pickerington Central, where he won 17 league titles, state championships in 2017 and 2019. He took over this program last season. It's his alma mater. He came out of retirement to do it, and I think he's got Circleville on the cusp of something that's really, really special. But on the flip side of that, Chillicothe, Coach T.J. Carper, he's got his guys doing some pretty special things. He's got one of the most special players in the area in Cartay Ligging, a 2,000-yard rusher last season as a sophomore. He's been lights out in a scrimmage earlier in the year, off-season. I saw him against Guy Academy, 62-yard GT counter. He was hitting the backfield, bounced back the other way, off he went. He's just a house call waiting to happen at any time. This is going to be a really interesting football game.
Move right into the next one, a matchup we already spoke about a little bit earlier. Ridgewood making that trip to Fort Fry. Now, Ridgewood started last season 7-0, and now for Fort Fry last season, it was an 0-1 start that followed up 9 straight victories. So two teams that are very capable of getting hot.
Yeah, and I think Fort Fry came out the gate last year with Caldwell or Barnesville or somebody of that caliber, if I'm not mistaken. Fort Fry week 1, they're scheduling somebody that's going to benefit them in week 11, right? And that's what we're seeing again this year in this matchup. Both of these teams will be fighting for playoff positioning. I think they're both in Region 19, but they're definitely both bumped up to D5. And I love the way that these teams are coming out the gate. First ever meeting between these two schools, both coaches with a win percentage over 700, kind of like what we're going to see here behind us with these coaches tonight. This is going to be a lights out football game over in Beverly.
Region 19, very popular for our area, no doubt about it. Move right into the game we will actually be on site for tomorrow night. The Trimble Tomcats paying a visit over to the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. Trimble, the word I use to describe them, I've told you this a few times now, unpredictable.
I love that
I
word.
think that Trimble can be very dangerous and honestly cause some trouble at home for this Buckeye squad. You mentioned they have 37 players on their roster this year, that being Nelsonville York, obviously being undefeated last season in 2025 before that playoff loss they suffered against the Wheelersburg Pirates.
What a bar they set last year in 2025, right? I know things didn't go how they wanted to against Wheelersburg, but man, the Buckeyes are playing some really good football. Rusty Richards is one of the most outstanding coaches in the area. He talk about a guy that gets the most out of his players. But tonight, I'm kind of peeking across the sidelines at what a Tomcat alum Terry Holbert's going to be doing with his football team. Since 08, as I mentioned, this has been a week 1 rivalry. In that time, this game's been played 18 times. Nelsonville leads the series 10-8. So, I mean, since week 1, it's been a stellar game. As I mentioned, the past 10 seasons, 5-5 with 4 points decided by 7 points or less. For Trimble, I think you're going to see a little more versatility than you're accustomed to, which I think Tomcat fans will appreciate in a different lens. You're not going to see that wishbone, but Rusty Richards and his team, they're going to come out running the football. They're going to try to sprinkle in some of those trick plays that Rusty Richards likes to use that keep things exciting. It's going to be a great football game. I'm excited to be there tomorrow night.
That's the main thing for me. That variety of offense you just spoke on is going to be pretty much unmatched in that matchup. Of course, like we said, we will be on site for tomorrow night. We'll move right in to where we're standing right now. The Jackson Ironmen paying a visit in a game that's about to kick off here shortly against the Unioto Sherman Tanks, of course, our Thursday game of the week. And really, I break this matchup down. It's the rebuild of Jackson versus now, also I should add, as you mentioned before, Unioto graduated a lot of stellar seniors just a year ago, but there are some key spots where Unioto has some experience.
Yeah, there are, and the most experienced guy on the field is probably going to be Isaac Coy for Unioto, 3-year starter at quarterback. He's thrown for over 3,700 yards in his career. If he throws a touchdown tonight, I think that puts him at 40 in his career, so he's a lights-out player. He's going to be the most experienced player on the field pretty much at all times. That's a big advantage for Unioto, but you can't rule Jackson out, in a first-time meeting between two multi-time reigning conference champions. Both of these two teams are going to come out heavy hitting, and we're going to get the chance to really dive into this one here in a moment, so I don't want to overshare before I get into this game with you. But both of these, we had the opportunity to talk to Coach Hoops a moment ago. I mean, as he said, can't get any more ready than game night, right? So he's ready, his team's ready to play. I know that Coach Hall's team's going to be ready to play. This game's going to be electric.
You can already feel the energy bubbling over as fans shortly going to start approaching, already have some rolling in on the Unioto home side now. We'll move right in to where we'll actually be on Saturday, interestingly enough. Meg's paying a visit to Eastern Meg's. Meg's under third-year head coach Nolan Yates, and last year, this one, Eastern Meg's defeating Meg's in a week 1 absolute thriller.
This is going to be another great football game, just like last year. You talked about that thriller. Last year, I think Meigs kind of owes Eastern Meigs one because of the way things started out. If you recall, Meigs jumped out to a pretty nice lead a year ago, and a couple of stalled drives, a couple of fourth downs that didn't go the way that Meigs needed them to go, left Eastern Meigs in a chance to strike. They did, and they stole one last year at Meigs. And I'm really excited to see what happens this year because stylistically these teams are so different. We answered a question in the preseason about throw it 40 times or run it 40 times. Which one you'd rather see? Well, if we were there, we'd get to see what we like because Eastern Meigs is going to run it 40 times, and Meigs behind Gunnar Cleland and Griffin Hudson, they're going to run it, or they're going to throw it 40 times if they can. Stylistically, I love this football game. It's going to be electric as well. It may end up getting moved based on some weather circumstances from what we understand, but it's going to be a great football game.
So no doubt the games that we will be on site for this weekend going to have a ton of different offensive styles. Going to be very exciting to be at those matchups. Another game I already talked about earlier, Portsmouth making that obviously tough trip to Wheelersburg, and this is the matchup I said where it seems like everyone in Scioto County is probably going to be for week one if I were to bet. Obviously Berg coming off that state appearance just a year ago.
You know what, I love this. I would have to say that you're exactly right. If you're the Scioto County guy, where would you be if you weren't here, right? So I mean, this is going to be a great football game. I'm excited to see what Wheelersburg comes out the gate doing. They're replacing quite a bit. It was one of the most disruptive D fronts, not only probably in the area last year, but definitely in the area, but probably program history. I mean, those guys were so fast. They were so disruptive up front. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Wheelersburg dials that defense back in, locks in, and tries to rebuild for another schedule-loaded regular season, trying to reach higher, as Coach Woodward says, on that ladder towards the postseason. I can't wait to see what they do tomorrow night at Miller Stadium.
Taking a trip up northeast, one more matchup we've already talked about. It's Athens making that trip to Logan. As we mentioned, the 99th all-time matchup between these two teams, and just a year ago, Athens with a big-time shutout victory, that one coming at a final score of 41-0.
Yeah, and you know what, for the Bulldogs, that was quite the performance a year ago. But insert Nate Hall for the Chieftains, the 35th program in, or 35th coach in program history, excuse me. I'd like to think that he's going to have his team coming out with far more energy than that team had a year ago. This could be a sneaky game for Athens if they're not careful heading up north a little ways. So it's going to be a great football game. It's been a great rivalry all these years. The 99th meeting, nothing more to say. I mean, the time for chatter's over. It's game time now.
Talk about a big-time road trip for one of these teams coming in week one. Williamsburg playing host to the Ironton Fighting Tigers. Going to be a big-time journey. I know a lot of those Ironton parents have already made the journey starting early today. Of course, that matchup also coming today, this Thursday. Ironton really feels like, as we mentioned, seeking revenge from last season, being left out of postseason play. And of course, a schedule that is once again filled with multiple out-of-state opponents.
It is, and you mentioned that ruling last year. That ruling has done nothing but fuel the Ironton Fighting Tigers this offseason, right? We've been down there a few times. We've heard from those folks outside of that program, and this team's going to be something to deal with tonight in Williamsburg. From a team perspective, Boston College commit Caden Edwards, he's no longer taking snaps. He's out in the slot somewhere. You're going to have to deal with him. Now taking snaps, you got sophomore Wyatt Wolf, 6'4". We've seen his arm. He's got a very gifted arm. He's got an elite release for this area. He's going to be a problem back there for 3 years. And you got sophomore Easton Cottle in the backfield this year, taking the bulk of the carries from Zane Williams a year ago. So they're just reloading. This is going to be, Jason Filial said it could be the fastest Ironton defense he's ever seen. That says a lot in and of itself. So if they're putting that defense with those offensive weapons together, watch out. They could just run it back.
Pretty incredible to say, especially, you talk about this being potentially the fastest Ironton team when you have a guy like Sean Terry, of course, who headed that 2024 state champion team. We'll move right in to what was earlier my sleeper game of the week, the Portsmouth West Senators taking that trip east on 52 over to face the Fairland Dragons. That one also a week one thriller just a year ago. Like I mentioned, Portsmouth West claiming the victory in that one, 30-27. And of course, once again, it's first-year head coach Ron Wooten for the Dragons.
Yeah, and you know that you talked about that 30-27 victory a year ago for the Senators that avenged a blanking the year before, 34-0. So the Senators, they've done a nice job the past few years under Coach Gillen. Each of the last 5 years, they've been in the playoffs. So he obviously knows what he's doing at the helm here. They're going to try to control the ball, running the football, controlling the clock, that type of thing. It's going to be very interesting to see what Ron Wooten does with this Fairland program, stepping in as a running backs, tight ends guy, how he deals with that kind of style, and if he dishes out that kind of style in return. I'm really interested to see how this one turns out in Proctorville.
We have Washington Courthouse paying a visit to Mechanicsburg, another Week 1 matchup. Mechanicsburg, that 6-game win streak last season, and playing an identical schedule to that of last season.
Very identical on their end of things, and for Washington Courthouse and Mechanicsburg in this game, it's the second meeting between these two teams. Mechanicsburg, as you mentioned, got it done last year, and this was a more competitive game, I think, than the 28-6 score felt a year ago. Washington Courthouse comes back returning Sam Pfeiffer, who's one of the most decorated passers in the area a year ago, threw for 2,900 yards, and he's got also returning Aiden Osborne, 1,300-yard receiver, who brought in his fair share of those grabs. Pfeiffer may throw for 40 touchdowns this season. I'm telling you right now, Sam Pfeiffer very well could throw for 40 touchdowns. Tonight, stylistically, though, it'll be interesting to see how they match up with Kurt Forrest and his team from Mechanicsburg. Forrest has just been lights out in 17 years with Mechanicsburg. Every year since 2013, they've won 7 or more games. That's a tough program. That's a tough place to play, and they got to go to Mechanicsburg to do it.
We'll cap off our matchups at Sims Valley, traveling to Chesapeake, right there on that Ohio-West Virginia border, down about as far really southeast as you can get in Ohio, it seems. Of course, Sims Valley building off of a great 2025 campaign. Chesapeake just that lone win last year against Rock Hill.
Yeah, and over the course of history, Chesapeake owns this series, right? It's a 58th meeting. Chesapeake's won 49 of them. So, I mean, that's about as owning a rivalry as it gets in southeastern Ohio. All-time record, Chesapeake leads 49-8. All-time score, Chesapeake leads 1,661 to 657. That's 1,000 points more than Sims Valley. You know who doesn't care at all? Sims Valley quarterback Bronx Carpenter, because last year Sims Valley went and shut Chesapeake out in Willowwood. I look for the Vikings to try to do something similar this year. They're going to sling it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but truth be told, I think Chesapeake's going to have a hard time defending that type of offense. We'll see. It's going to be a fun football game. Always is.
So we'll just step away real quick. Another quick break. We'll come back. 3 games that we will be watching, some game breakers for you to cap off this segment, coming to you next on Football Friday Nights.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
You have a voice when it comes to your long-term care. An ombudsman advocates on your behalf for long-term care issues related to health, safety, welfare, and residents' rights wherever you receive long-term care services. Here to listen, here to help. Call your local ombudsman through the Area Agency on Aging, District 7 for confidential assistance at 1-800-582-7277 or email info@aaa7.org.
Don't let bone, joint, or muscle pain keep you on the sidelines. Whether it's a sports injury, sprain, or strain, the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute Express Clinic offers walk-in care with no appointment needed. Get expert orthopedic care quickly. Visit adina.org/express clinic for more information. That's adina.org/express clinic.
Are you age 55 plus and ready to make a difference in your community? COAD's AmeriCorps Senior Retired Senior Volunteer Program allows seniors age 55 and up who pass a background check to help with community-based services such as veteran services, disaster relief, and environmental care through local nonprofits. If this interests you, please contact Danielle Woodyard at 740-286-4918 or email dwoodyard@coadinc.org. COAD, the Corporation for Ohio Appalachian Development, is here to help you and the community.
Press 1 if you know your party's extension. Press 2.
We've all been there. At Corby Leach State Farm, you can skip the phone maze because you'll talk to real humans. People who know your name, understand your community, and are ready to help protect what matters most. Auto, home, renters, life, or business insurance. You'll get real conversations and real help every step of the way. Call Corby Leach State Farm today at 740-385-6878.
Real humans, real help, real good neighbor.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking, and customer service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or
Welcome back to Football Friday Nights, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. We're going to jump right in. We just mentioned it. 3 games that we will be watching for Week 1. I'll just kick things right off. It's that Ironton traveling up to Williamsburg. Ironton, as we've mentioned a few times now already, looking ahead off last season, of course, Caden Edwards, a slight change in position, still going to be all over the field. There's no doubt about it. Very similarly to how he was last year.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not want to watch that game? Assuming you can tell me Ironton's playing anybody, and I'm tuning in tonight. I love the fact that they're going on the road, taking on a team that had really good success a year ago. That's a must-see game as well.
Kick things right in. It's that Circleville-Chillicothe matchup. We've talked about the coaches a little bit. We've talked about the star power, I should say, Carte Ligon, of course, out of the backfield there for Chillicothe, and man, is he just something special.
He really is. And maybe my favorite matchup in all of Southern Ohio tonight is how does Jay Sherritt use 11 guys defensively to slow down the one most explosive weapon in Southern Ohio in Carte Ligon. He's got 28 Division I offers already without taking a snap as a junior. So he's pretty impressive. Coach Sherritt's got his work cut out for him. But again, 11v1, you favor the defense in those matchups. Sometimes it'll be interesting. We'll see.
Especially in Week 1, I would have to agree with you a lot of the times. We'll move right in. It's that Cross River matchup between the Russell Red Devils making that trip over to Colgrove. 2 very successful programs, both coming off strong 2025 campaigns.
Both really strong years. It's just a matter of who left, what's returning, and how those new guys step up. And that seems to be kind of a theme we're dealing with all throughout Southern Ohio tonight. As an honorable mention, my third game, we're spot on the first 2 for 2 there. My third game in the area is that Ridgewood Fort Fry game. If I don't pick the one behind me tonight, that Fort Fry hosting Ridgewood game is going to be lights out football. You're getting Week 11 football in Week 1 in that game. It's going to be a great contest.
Another great example of elite coaches on either sideline there in that one. We'll move right in to our game breakers. A guy we just finished talking about is Carte Ligon, sporting the number 0 for the Cavaliers. He stands 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, only a junior. So you've heard the things we said about him. This guy still has 2 full seasons left at the high school level. A 4-star, that number 10 ranked running back in the class of 2028, number 5 in Ohio.
I mean, you said it all right there, right? I mean, he's a threat anytime he gets the ball in his hands. And what's even better is his coach, TJ Carper, compliments him very well at creating ways to get him into space. And that's what makes him so challenging. So you better when you get a hand on him, you better find a way to bring him to the ground, because you may not get a second hand on him. So he is a game breaker. Anytime he touches the ball, he is a house threat waiting to happen.
It's the guy under center for Unioto wearing number 3, Isaac Coy. We talked about his career stats. He's nearing that 3,800 passing yard mark for the career. 44 passing touchdowns I have down here. Talk a little bit about the game of Isaac Coy.
I mean, he's lights out. He makes such good decisions, first of all. He's very calm. He's very poised. He knows where his guys are all the time, and he does a good job of exploiting matchups. Tonight, he's going to get to go against 2 All-Ohio DBs in Dayton Conner and Christian Gillum on the offensive or defensive side of things for Jackson. So he's going to have his own matchup that he's going to have to figure out tonight, but he's a lights out player. He's going to be the most experienced player on the field tonight, one of the most experienced quarterbacks in all of Southern Ohio this season.
Certainly, last but not least, it's Caden Edwards for that Ironton team wearing number 7, just having his position down as an athlete, obviously making a little bit of a transition from that quarterback spot just a year ago. He stands 5'9.5", 175-pound senior, 3-star, as you mentioned. He is a commit of Boston College.
Yeah, he is, and honestly, Boston College is lucky to end up with a player like him. Not only is he lights out on the offensive side of the ball, and Coach Pendleton is taking him out from under center to use that weapon anywhere to his disposal, but also defensively, off the edge, in space. He's a sure tackler. In the special teams, he's, don't kick it to him, right? I mean, he is that guy. I mean, he's a game breaker anytime he touches the ball in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams.
Another guy that can flip the game on its head in any given point. We'll move right into our next segment. Prove ourselves right. We're going to talk about the keys to tonight's Thursday night football game. It's Jackson at Unioto, the one we are on site for. Let's start off with Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, where do you want to begin in this one? Position matchups, key play. We can talk about any of it. I'm going to go ahead and start with the position matchups that I'm the most looking forward to here. To me, I love the Jackson O-line against the Unioto front seven. Jackson O-line's replacing a little bit, but they got some really key guys returning, including Seth Taylor's a big, strong kid at tackle. Unioto lost quite a bit up front defensively, including leading tackler David Long, who was in the middle of that defense, did a really nice job in the center of that defense a year ago. By the way, I just want to say, it's going to be a long 3 nights with this voice. I'm going to go ahead and point that out real quick. But I love that matchup, and this is a game that I think is going to come down to who is better up front, who's more physical, and who wants to do things, who stays more balanced and does the things they want to do. That's what I'm looking forward to most in this one.
I'm looking at the exact same positions, that Jackson offensive line matching up with the Unioto front seven. What I had down, really those position groups were league winners for these teams last season, and now it's about how do you respond to a new campaign. And we talk about week one matchups. One of the main things is winning the line of scrimmage is huge, especially these week one matchups can get a little gritty at times, and that is where the dividends are going to be paid.
I think so too, especially for Jackson when we talk about up front. If you look at how Jackson's constructed offensively, they want to run the ball in various ways. You're not going to see Jackson do a lot of zone offense. You'll see the Ironmen do a lot of gap schemes. You're going to see trap. You're going to see power. You're going to see ISO. You're going to see some guard tackle counter, things like that. So Jackson wants to run the ball in a variety of different ways. If they're able to do so, I think they'll be successful tonight. But if Unioto is able to shut down all wrong and make CJ Crabtree work to throw the ball, I think that can hinder Jackson offensively a little bit. It's going to be an interesting matchup to watch.
Speaking of under center, we'll flip back to that Unioto side. Isaac Coy, you mentioned the star power at defensive back for Jackson and trying to create some pressure, some sort of panic for a very experienced quarterback.
Yeah, and while the back end of the Jackson defense is certainly constructed for that, up front, they lose a lot, and it'll be interesting to see how this defense replaces some of those guys that left. They'll be small up front, they'll be fast, they're going to stun a lot, and that's a hard task for a young offensive line like Unioto to have to deal with and see week one. So I think on the back end, the defense will be fine on the coverage part of things. Can the front part of the defense put together some pressure and find ways to create mayhem and disrupt the timing of the offensive line? That'll go a really long way for that defense.
Definitely going to be an exciting thing to look out for in that aspect. We'll move in, same thing, kind of talking coaching matchups now. Andy Hall versus Matt Hoops, two guys that you know very well. Of course, Andy Hall, nearly unmatched football expertise for the area. And you talk about Matt Hoops also, not only does he have that football experience, but if you haven't researched this, go look at some of the background he built for the Unioto basketball program on top of that.
Just a program builder, right? I mean, when your kids like you, they like you, and then they want to play for you, they'll play hard for you. Matt Hoops has cracked the code, my friends, and they both do such tremendous jobs. We mentioned off air, both were Southeast District Coach of the Year, Coach Hall in Division III, Coach Hoops in Division IV just a year ago. They're good buddies off the field. They both wanted this game to occur. They both said, you're open week one, I'm open week one. Let's play this game. Let's give these fans in Southern Ohio something to be excited about. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen tonight. But I mean, two phenomenal coaches. You mentioned both of them, both with over 700 win percentages in their time at their schools. We're getting to see two of the best in the area go head to head on the sidelines. And it'll be fun, man.
We'll talk going right off of that, keeping on track with these two teams, of course, Jackson and Unioto. Let's start with Jackson, talking about how they can limit mistakes, how they can really try to keep the pressure off themselves and play what is known as Jackson football, where they play very well most of the time, textbook football all over the field, and trying to limit those mistakes that can be week one killers.
Yeah, you got to limit your mistakes, but also for Jackson, you got to be ahead of things. So you got to be ahead of schedule. You got to win first downs. You can't find yourself wanting to run the football against this defense in second and long. You have to stay ahead of schedule and stay balanced running the football. And I think I'll keep an eye on CJ Crabtree's ability to run the football. Watch out for that, because Bodie Wolford was a drop back passer, really liked throwing it down the field, but wasn't necessarily the guy to use his legs. He can extend plays where he needs to, but CJ is going to do a little bit more in the way of design runs, I think. So I'm really interested to see how that plays a factor for Jackson. I think a big aspect is the turnover battle against Unioto.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give this offense free possessions in short fields. It doesn't work like that. If you do that, Isaac Coy is going to light you up. So you have to take care of the football. You have to make sure that you do what you can with your own possessions. That'll be key.
The last tidbit I have here with Jackson, it's really just leaning on the physicality that really we know Jackson for. I've faced off with Jackson, of course, being from South Webster, not necessarily in football, but even playing them in sports like basketball. Those guys are physical, they're strong, they are quick to the ball really all over the court in that aspect, but also out here on the field and what I've seen. So really, I break that down as just playing Jackson football. You know it pretty much better than anyone, Eric.
Yeah.
And really, that is going to be something Jackson will have to lean on.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, like I said, having played for Coach Hall, I was his first captain at Jackson. These guys are taught at a very early age, and it's funny because these two programs play each other in 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade, and junior high. It just stops at the varsity level. But Jackson kids are taught very early on. What's the name of the game? Hit, hit, hit. Shout out to the late, great Jim Humphreys for teaching a whole generation of kids that in Jackson, Ohio. And it's still the phrase that they learn and live by today. So that'll be the phrase that they try to live by. Unioto is going to try to create some more space and do some more with that. We'll see, man. It's going to be a really fun football game. There's not one aspect of this game that won't be exciting to watch. One.
This game will be played at all 3 levels of the field. I don't think anyone is doubting that. We'll get ready to take it to another break here. We're coming back with maybe what will be a fan favorite segment for our show, as you can imagine. What you like to call, Eric, Goosebumps and Tears will be coming to you next on Football Friday Nights.
Press 1 if you know your party's extension. Press 2.
We've all been there. At Corby Leach State Farm, you can skip the phone maze because you'll talk to real humans. People who know your name, understand your community, and are ready to help protect what matters most. Auto, home, renters, life, or business insurance. You'll get real conversations and real help every step of the way. Call Corby Leach State Farm today at 740-385-6878.
Real humans, real help, real good neighbor.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking, and customer service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or planning your future, Farmers Bank will help every step of the way. Stop by one of their local branches today and experience why Farmers Bank is your hometown bank since 1904. Member FDIC. Farmers Bank, growing with you.
It's game on time, Southern Ohio. Time to sit on those metal bleachers and cheer loud for your favorite high school football team. The only thing that might make the night better is a more comfortable seat. You know I'm right. As a proud supporter of all the area teams here at Globe Furniture, we have the solution for you. A brand new recliner. And while that may not work at those high school games, college game day, NFL games at home, we've got you covered. Recliners starting at $5.99 right here at Globe Furniture in downtown Chillicothe.
Looking for the sleek, modern look of standing seam roofing without the premium price? Introducing the new Quad Rib panel from Higgins Steel Roofing. Quad Rib delivers the clean appearance homeowners love while using an exposed fastener system for faster, more affordable installation. Choose from 8 textured colors and 16 smooth colors to match any home or building. Get the look you want at a price you'll love. Visit Higgins Steel Roofing and ask about the new Quad Rib roofing panel.
Need new tires? Rick's Tire and Auto has you covered. Looking for top-notch auto service? Rick's Tire and Auto has expertise. And now they're bringing their A-game to Athens County. Owned by Rick Dieter, formerly of Huddle Tire in Athens. Rick's Tire and Auto Service is located at 1353 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Right off the first Nelsonville exit on 33 West. Stop in for a quick tire change or oil change or schedule an appointment by calling 220-218-4169. At Rick's Tire and Auto, we have your vehicle covered.
Out here, every step tells a story. A farmer at sunrise, a worker on the night shift, a hunter deep in the woods. Those steps have been taken in our boots. Right now, get more out of every step by checking out our new Buy One, Get Two Free section in all products from Rocky, Georgia Boot, Durango, Muck, and Extra Tough. The Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Outfitting hard-working people for every job, every season, and every step along the way.
Need reliable heating and cooling? Airclass Heating and Cooling has you covered. From furnaces to AC generators, fireplaces, and indoor air quality, we keep your home comfortable all year. Call 740-448-7278 or visit us at 24 State Street. Airclass, comfort you can count on.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup?
Got
AT
time.
Hoy LLC has you covered. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify
sir.
for free transportation. AT Hoy.
No, not tonight.
For care.
Nope. Hello,
Whether
sir.
you're on the go or there's just
Yes,
not
sir.
enough
It'll be,
time in your day,
actually
Holzer is
less
making
than
care
60
more
seconds.
convenient for you. Don't feel like leaving the house for healthcare? Don't. Holzer Virtual Care for
We
when
won't be
and
too
where
long.
you need it.
I'll throw you in the
Think
center
Holzer
here if I may.
Nice to meet you. I'm Riley
At
Burnett.
Vinton County National Bank,
Take whatever you need.
supporting
Riley.
areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
Team's very unique coming off playoff seasons. Unioto wins 11 games in a row last year, finally loses in the last one. They graduate 18 seniors.
Right.
We were 8-2, won a playoff game, lost a heartbreaker to London.
Tough
but
one.
our three losses last year were to Wheelersburg, Ironton, and London. Three premier
Good company.
teams. It was good company. It was a fun season last year, but we also graduated a great senior class. Both teams, you don't want to say they're rebuild because both programs are expecting to win.
Yeah.
I think it's Unioto's won 3 straight years they've been undefeated in their league.
Right.
Jackson has a 25-game FAC winning streak going. That's 5 seasons they have not lost a game within league.
Unreal.
It is unreal.
Unreal.
It is unreal, but it's exciting stuff. And it's neat. As Coach Hall will say in his pregame show here shortly, these two teams should be playing each other. This is a great matchup. It's two good programs. Both take a lot of pride in their schools and all their teams, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, all of them are good. It's a good matchup. It's fun.
Yeah,
And this is a spectacular venue, and they'll like coming to Alumni Stadium next year.
Can you believe it rained in Chillicothe all week? Look at this grass. It's
I
crazy.
know. It
Most
is.
beautiful grass in
It
Southern
is.
Ohio.
It looks like fairway. It looks like
does.
a fairway to
It does.
a real expensive golf course
Sure.
on there.
Sure.
Yes. But no, looking forward to it, and we're just tickled to death to be broadcasting again. 42 years, I think, for me, 45 years for Pete. Dan Dobbins, along with that 45 years, he's battling some health issues, isn't here tonight.
Okay.
We're going to get him here sometime this year.
Yes, sir.
That's no question about it. But Dan and Pete have loved doing this, and we're just tickled to death Total Media puts up with us and still wants us to do this.
We
So
are. We
are
are
excited.
We are thrilled to have you guys. You're the heartbeat of what we do. All you guys are, man.
Well, we appreciate it so much.
So let me ask you one more thing. Obviously, Jackson graduated its fair share of players a year ago, as you
Special
mentioned.
players.
It's very special
have
class.
4 kids playing at major college football right now.
Yeah.
That is so unique. I mean, we put them out there at the next level, but seldom do you have 4. That's
Right.
amazing. I think we have 6 right now playing at college, and that's just a testament to Jackson Ironman football and Coach Hall's program. It's pretty special.
And fans over on KOV are going to get the opportunity to hear your pregame show with Coach Hall here in just a moment.
Sure.
But for those that maybe won't get to, talk to us about some of the faces and names that Coach Hall mentions in that pregame show that he's kind of expecting to step up tonight.
Well, I think one of the things we're going to hang our hat on this year is offensive line.
Feels like that. That's one of the things
We've
we
got
mentioned.
2 of the biggest, and he says best, he's maybe a little partial, tackles in all this end of the state. And they are going to be, we're going to anchor with them.
Anchors.
Got 2 pretty good sophomore guards that are going to match in there, and then a junior center. I mean, our line, we're going to lean on them a little bit. We got a new quarterback, but he's not new. CJ Crabtree.
Yeah.
He got to play in 2 games last year.
Started in 2.
Quarterback
Yeah.
started in 2.
Yeah.
So that was a great opportunity, and he's an accomplished athlete here at Jackson, so he'll step right in. Problem is, he's had to watch Bodie Wolford for the last 3 years, one of the best to ever play at Jackson. And so, you don't replace a Bodie, but CJ's going to do a great job. Look out for Dayton Counter. Explosive, so quick. We're going to find ways to get him the ball in open space, and he could be very exciting. I think it's running back by committee. About 4 of them are going to tote the ball this year, so we'll look forward to that. A couple good tight ends coming in there. Jacob Gallagher, look for him.
He's going to be a great player at Jackson.
240-pound kid. He's very special, and he's just going to get better as it goes. Then our defense, reloading on defense quite a bit, but our defense is always pretty solid, and in the scrimmages, they are young guys, but they look like they want to hit you.
They do.
So I think we're going to be aggressive on defense and pick up a lot of spots there. And we had to replace a lot. Jackson does that. Jackson has kids coming all the time. Pretty good sophomore class. A lot of sophomores are going to see the field tonight.
Yeah, that kind of seemed to be a theme of your discussion, and I can't wait for fans to hear that yet again.
Sure.
Coach Hall notes a couple of DBs, though, that he's got his eye on tonight as well, taking on a pretty good quarterback for Unioto.
Oh, yeah. Last year, one thing, we had the offensive line is a pretty solid returning. We would have the two corners, Dayton Callender and Christian Gillum, both outstanding corners from last year returning, but we're going to move Dayton to free safety, where he can kind of run the show back there. And so, but Christian Gillum, a very solid senior corner. We got good players that are going to be in the secondary. That's no question about it.
Like you said, reload.
Reload's what Jackson does. It's what we do.
Before we let you go, you got your own show to prepare for tonight. Can't wait to hear that broadcast. Anything you want to throw at us beforehand?
Just tickled to be here. It's a beautiful night, guys. Lousy August so far.
It was rough
weather-wise, but
we made it.
Football gods understand this is important. High school football starts tonight, and tomorrow it's in full-fledged, but it's exciting.
Well, good luck to you on the call, sir.
Riley, good to meet you.
Good to meet you, sir.
I'm sure we'll talk throughout the year. Eric, always.
Always. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
You guys enjoy, and we'll talk to you hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Man, what a great guy getting to speak with Dan Morrow. What an opportunity for us here. Week 1, game 1 of the season, of course. Jackson making the trip here to Unioto. I mean, what does it mean to you to be able to have him here for the first stream of the year?
I mean, just, it doesn't get any better. Dan, and Pete are Jackson football outside of Jackson football.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's the essentials, they say. The essentials. If you can't be there, you listen to Dan, and Pete. I'll tell you a story real quick. As a coach, I coached a young man whose name was Raymond Potter in the 8th grade, and one of his goals when he was trying to get to the varsity level at Jackson was he had a grandfather who was blind, had a hard time, couldn't see, but he could hear real well. And this young man worked his tail off from the 8th grade to his freshman season in the midst of a pretty good Jackson run to make that team as a freshman, just so his dad or his grandfather could hear Dan and Pete call the game and hear him play.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the impact that those guys have on the radio, on the live stream, it's unprecedented as far as I'm concerned. So Dan and Pete, if you can't be there, they are Jackson football as far as I'm concerned. They'll pull you through for sure.
And of course, fan favorites, I'm sure, for a lot of the Ironman faithful over on that side.
Legends, yeah.
So, as a Jackson alum yourself, and this being a first-time matchup coming up here to Unioto, just tell me what makes this game so important for these two teams.
I love this game, man. It's you play. I said it earlier. You're playing these guys in 3rd and 4th grade, and 5th and 6th grade, and then in junior high, and all of a sudden you just kind of stop playing because your varsity schedules go their separate ways, right? But these guys know each other. They train right down the road here at AP Prep together. They all know each other. They've played against each other their whole lives. Dan mentioned a moment ago, they're multi-sport athletes also. So it's not only football, it's basketball, it's baseball, it's everything. And what better competition than playing against your buddies? And Coach Hall and Coach Hoops, I think, exemplify that as good as anybody, as we've all talked about at this point. So it's just the newness of the game. It's taking on local friends and what's about to become here tonight, take a snap into this game, about to become local rivals. So this is really what it's all about, man. I mean, it's 99-year meetings in Athens and Logan, and it's first-year meetings right up the road, so this is what it's all about.
So from best friends to enemies for
exactly.
one single
night.
For these two head coaches. I'll talk real quick before we throw it to a break.
Please.
We got about a minute. A first-time matchup, as I mentioned, and really what it comes down to for me is scaling the reload of the seniors' loss from a season ago. We mentioned really a plethora for both sides, for both Unioto and Jackson, losing out on a lot of key guys who were really really, I mean, like I said earlier, league winners just a season ago. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see, how these two teams are able to reload, build off of that, and what they're able to do week one. So we are about to go in to yet another break. Coming up next is our fifth segment of the night, and what we like to just call It's Happening. We're getting closer and closer, inching closer to kickoff. We'll give you another weather update coming then. Also, we have a cool little game break side, is what we like to call it, by our man Jeremy working behind the camera. He's been working his tail off on it, man. We'll come back to you next here from Football Friday Nights.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
You have a voice when it comes to your long-term care. An ombudsman advocates on your behalf for long-term care issues related to health, safety, welfare, and residents' rights wherever you receive long-term care services. Here to listen, here to help. Call your local ombudsman through the Area Agency on Aging, District 7 for confidential assistance at 1-800-582-7277 or email info@aaa7.org.
Don't let bone, joint, or muscle pain keep you on the sidelines. Whether it's a sports injury, sprain, or strain, the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute Express Clinic offers walk-in care with no appointment needed. Get expert orthopedic care quickly. Visit adina.org/express clinic for more information. That's adina.org/express clinic.
Are you age 55 plus and ready to make a difference in your community? COAD's AmeriCorps Senior Retired Senior Volunteer Program allows seniors age 55 and up who pass a background check to help with community-based services such as veteran services, disaster relief, and environmental care through local nonprofits. If this interests you, please contact Danielle Woodyard at 740-286-4918 or email dwoodyard@coadinc.org. COAD, the Corporation for Ohio Appalachian Development, is here to help you and the community.
Press 1 if you know your party's extension. Press 2.
We've all been there. At Corby Leach State Farm, you can skip the phone maze because you'll talk to real humans. People who know your name, understand your community, and are ready to help protect what matters most. Auto, home, renters, life, or business insurance. You'll get real conversations and real help every step of the way. Call Corby Leach State Farm today at 740-385-6878.
Real humans, real help, real good neighbor.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking, and customer service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or planning your future, Farmers Bank will help every step of the way. Stop by one of their local branches today and experience why Farmers Bank is your hometown bank since 1904. Member FDIC. Farmers Bank, growing with you.
It's game on time, Southern Ohio. Time to sit on those middle bleachers and cheer loud.
Out here, every step tells a story.
Once again to Football Friday Nights presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Segment 5, it is finally happening. We are ticking away the seconds to kickoff. And real quick before we get into some interesting stuff, we got something pretty cool going on here behind us. I know those of you in radio world won't be able to see this, but right behind us we have the inflatable helmet of the Unioto Sherman tanks. Of course, that bright goldish yellow with the purple frame, that purple face mask on front. And then way across the field you can see the Jackson Ironmen brought their own inflatable helmet to run out for here in week one, this beautiful Thursday evening. We'll mention real quick another weather update. Not much has changed since we started our broadcast. We're down to 75 degrees. Luckily, no showers have popped up between now and then. So we'll move right in to a few quick game picks. It's time for the Willis Advantage Pick to Win game selections. I'll kick things right off. Union Local making that trip to Warren. I think Union Local gets it done on the road, picking right back up after that strong 2025 season, under Bernie Thompson.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Bernie Thompson has his team playing well in the past 3 seasons. I'm going to roll right there with you. I'm going to take the Jets to get it done in week one.
We'll move right along. Morgan playing host to Marietta. If you want to lead off with that pick, Eric.
I'll tell you what, man, I like the way Morgan ended the season last year. They came on late last year. They stole that playoff win in Cold Grove, as we mentioned a moment ago. I'll take the Raiders tonight to open up the year.
I think Morgan right on. That home field advantage is going to pay dividends, building off of, what was, as you mentioned, a nice playoff win on the road there just a season ago. We'll move right in. Frontier going to pay a visit to Bridgeport. I think Bridgeport protects the fort at home. It's first-year head coach Kurt Smelly for Bridgeport.
It's a new-look Bridgeport team. They haven't put together a winning season since 2014, but something tells me that they get on the right side of things tonight. I'm going to take Bridgeport, the Bulldogs, with you there, Riley.
We'll move right in, closer down to the Ohio River side of the East, playing host to Millersport. Millersport, obviously, very storied program. Maybe some people a little more unfamiliar with them, a little further out of the area for some fans, but I think Millersport is able to go down the road to Sideville East and claim a week one victory.
I'll tell you what, I like the pick. I like home field advantage in week 1 too, and something tells me Sideville East is going to come out swinging for some reason. So I'm actually going to roll with the Tartans in week 1. I think they get it done at home.
We'll talk about another week 1 matchup that's actually today on this Thursday. It's Portsmouth Notre Dame playing host to Hannibal River. We talk about Portsmouth Notre Dame, another storied program, obviously a lot of schools and football history down there near the Ohio River. In that town of Portsmouth, I think Notre Dame gets it done at home. A week 1 win to start the tenure for Steve Irwin.
I love it. Steve Irwin stepping in his first game tonight. It's going to be a great football game. I'm actually going to take the Pirates on the road here. Head coach Mike Flannery, he's been there since 2003. I love that stability. I like their brand of football. Give me the Pilots.
Southeastern going to make that trip to Fairfield Christian Academy, Eric.
I'll tell you what, I like FCA here as well. I think they stepped up last year. They improved to 5-5 after winning just 3 games the year before. I think the Knights get the win tonight over Southeastern.
I'm right on with you. I think FCA has been steadily improving over the past few seasons. They protect home field in week 1, get that victory. Now we got Madison Plains making that trip to Westfall. It's going to be a 1-0 start, I think, for Westfall and that first-year head coach, Nate Medler.
I got the exact same line right here. I like Westfall to get it done tonight. First win for Nate Medler in his first game as a Mustang.
Now it's going to be Taze Valley going to play host to Westland, and what I think is going to be the road team stealing a victory. Westland, a big-time road victory, or what would be a big-time road victory to start the 2026 campaign.
That would be a huge victory to start the season. However, I'm going to roll with the Vikings here. I'm going to lean towards Taze Valley to get it done. I love the home energy to open the year.
I don't doubt it, and I'm sure right here at Unioto we'll be seeing much of the same from both sidelines. We'll move right on. Logan Elm paying a visit to Zane Trace. I think Zane Trace, talk about a team that has a beautiful home field. Obviously, a great team, very storied program once again. I think the atmosphere is going to be overwhelming there. Zane Trace gets it done at home week 1.
Kinnick is where they'll be playing this game, boys and girls. Kinnick. I like the path Dylan Wares has his team on. They're a very run-dominant football team. Give me the Pioneers to open up the year 1-0.
Now it's going to be 2 teams with first-year head coaches. The mighty Memphis Falcons taking a trip to Rock Hill. Memphis, that's Josh Bailey. Rock Hill, it's going to be Trey Wilds, who I actually got to speak to last Sunday. Man, is he wound up and excited for the season. I think Rock Hill gets it done behind him week 1.
Again, I'm going with the home team here to open the season. Minford has a swinger's chance in this game, don't get me wrong, but I like Rock Hill. I like Trey Wilds. He's been with the program. I like that consistency.
Move right along. It's Russell from over in Kentucky, that being the Red Devils, going to travel across the Ohio River to take on Cold Grove. Now, we've talked about home field advantage, and this is where I really think it comes into play. Cold Grove gets a huge week 1 victory over the Red Devils.
Wow, that'd be a huge win to start the season, and Jay Lucas, his teams play so well, and they run the football well. I'm actually going to roll with the Red Devils, though, to go across the river and steal one tonight at Dawson Bryant.
Next team playing host, it's Western Brown. They got to host Hillsboro. What are you thinking with this matchup?
I'll tell you what, a couple of down years for Western Brown, but I think they get the job done tonight against the Indians. I'll take the Broncos.
I'm right on with you. I think the Broncos get revenge from week 1 just a season ago, dropping that game to Hillsboro. Western Brown once again protects home field here in week 1. We'll move right in back down on the Ohio River. It's Sims Valley, who as we mentioned, man, they are a storied program in and of themselves. Paying a visit to Chesapeake, really what I called a sleeper game. I think Chesapeake looking obviously to turn things around for second-year head coach Kevin Hutchinson.
I think they are looking to do so, but I don't know that they're able to do so, at least not in tonight's game. That passing attack of Sims Valley is going to be a lot for Chesapeake to deal with. I'll take the Vikings to open up the year.
I agree with you. The Vikings on the road, that air raid style offense, that modern day offense is going to be a lot to handle, especially in week one. We'll move right on down. Monroe Central playing host to Liberty Union.
They're hosting Liberty Union. Last year, the Lions took down Monroe Central, the Seminoles, that is, 21-20. It was a great football game. I think the Seminoles kind of 0-1 at home tonight. I'm going to roll with the Seminoles.
I couldn't agree more. It's payback from just a year ago, as you mentioned, just a 1-point victory for Liberty Union. Monroe Central gets it done in week one. Next up, we got Hilliard Darby traveling to Lancaster. This is another game that also finished 21-20 last year, but I think Lancaster protects home field here week one.
I think so too. I'm really excited about the addition of head coach Jeremy McKinney that came over from Cross County team Bloom Carroll. I'm really excited about that addition. I'll take the Golden Gales to open up 1-0 this season.
The Irish Fisher Catholic paying a visit to Belpre. Fisher Catholic obviously very strong last year and in years prior. I think they go on the road to Belpre and claim a week one victory.
Got to be a long road trip, right? My goodness, I don't know exactly how long it is from Lancaster to Belpre. That feels like a trip. I'm going to take the Irish on the road right there with you. Give me Fisher Catholic.
Maybe the bus slowing them down if they do have to take that long road trip, of course. But
could be.
Who knows? I think they have the tools to pull out that win. New Lexington playing host to Fairfield Union. Of course, New Lexington just 4 losses in the last 2 seasons combined. Beat Fairfield Union not once, but twice last year, and I think they do for a 3rd time to start this 2026 season.
3 times in 365 days. You owe some real payback after that, but I think you're right. I think you hit this one right on the head. New Lex is going to get this one done. Give me the Panthers at home.
Bloom Carroll going to travel over to Caledonia River Valley. 2 new head coaches and Steve Dalton and Dan Arndt. I think this creates a lot more suspense for this matchup, and that being said, I think Bloom Carroll plays as the road dogs in this one. They go on the road to CRV and get that week one win.
The road dogs. I see what you did there, Riley. I love that one. I love that one, man. Yeah, I think Bloom Carroll gets it done. First meeting between these 2 programs. I'll take Bloom Carroll on the road with you.
River Valley playing host in week one to Bern Union. I think Bern Union gets it done in what would make it 2 victories in a row.
Yeah, I would, and I'll go with Bern Union here as well. I'm going to have to see something from Steve McAvina in River Valley before I roll that way.
Now let's talk about a matchup where I am expecting complete fireworks. Amanda Clear Creek traveling to Jeffersonville. West Jeff. The home field advantage for West Jeff. They are going to be loud. They are going to cause problems. They are going to be trying to stir up trouble all evening long for Amanda Clear Creek. I believe that advantage is enough for West Jeff to get it done.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good football game. This is a great game last season as well. I really like West Jeff as well. They're losing a quarterback, Austin Bisher, coach's kid from a year ago, but no problem there. I like the Rough Riders in this one.
Speaking of long road trips, I got one for you here. Fed Hawk, also known properly as Federal Hawking, making that trip down to Green right there, of course, once again on the Ohio River. A long trip week one, hour and 41-minute drive from Fed Hawk down to Green in Franklin Furnace. However, I think Fed Hawk goes on the road and beats the Green Bobcats in week one.
I was really intrigued because I didn't know if I'd feel alone in this, but I like your way of thinking in this one. I like the direction Dominic Branch has his team playing. They finished a full schedule a year ago. Green just had so many struggles. Give me Fed Hawk on a long road trip, as you mentioned.
Talk about another matchup that will definitely feature fireworks. Alexander traveling to Miller. Man, this is going to be an electric week one game. We talk about road revenge. I think this is example 1A of it. Alexander gets it done, going to Miller's place, taking them out in week one.
This is a great game a year ago. Again, 18-15 with Miller getting the win. Their first win, the first win by Alexander, by the way, or first win over Alexander since 1991, a year ago. 9 straight victories. I think Alexander avenges that tonight and gets it done in Hemlock. Give me the Spartans.
Matchup we talked about a little earlier, Washington Courthouse paying a visit to Mechanicsburg, another place where that home field advantage is going to be loud. It's going to be tough. I think Mechanicsburg has what it takes to get it done week one.
I do too, and this is going to be a really fun style of football to watch, and this is going to be a really good football game. It has potential to be a game of the week type of thing even. I think Mechanicsburg gets it done, but Washington Courthouse is so explosive with that pass game. They stand a chance as well, of course.
Speaking of games that could potentially be game of the week, last but not least for this segment, it's Fort Fry, the Cadets playing host to the Ridgewood Generals. I'll let you lead off. I know you're excited about this.
I am, man, and this is quite genuinely one of my toughest picks, if not my toughest pick of the week right here in this football game. Such a hard game to pick from, but I'm going to pick Fort Fry. I'm going to roll with them. They're going to defend home field. They've played 14 games in that stadium in the postseason in 6 years. I got to think they defend it tonight, right? Give me the Cadets.
I think so too. They're used to that big game pressure. Week 1 going to be no different. Obviously, like you mentioned, all those post-week 10 games, 14 of them since 2020. I agree with you. I think Fort Fry has what it takes to get it done. Unioto entering the field now. Man, the energy is building. The time is getting close. We will come back to you after a break for our 6th and final segment. What we call Kickoff is next here on Football Friday Nights.
Out here, every step tells a story. A farmer at sunrise, a worker on the night shift, a hunter deep in the woods. Those steps have been taken in our boots. Right now, get more out of every step by checking out our new Buy One, Get Two Free section in all products from Rocky, Georgia Boot, Durango, Muck, and Extra Tough. The Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. Outfitting hard-working people for every job, every season, and every step along the way.
Need reliable heating and cooling? Airclass Heating and Cooling has you covered. From furnaces to AC generators to fireplaces and indoor air quality, we keep your home comfortable all year. Call 740-448-7278 or visit us at 24 State Street. Airclass, comfort you can count on.
Need a ride to your medical appointment? Medication ready for pickup? A.T. Hoy, LLC has you covered. Call 740-596-0536 today to see if you qualify for free transportation. A.T. Hoy, charting a course for care.
Whether you're on the go or there's just not enough time in your day, Holzer is making care more convenient for you. Don't feel like leaving the house for healthcare? Don't. Holzer Virtual Care for when and where you need it. Think Holzer first.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Willis Advantage Property Solutions delivers dependable, full-service property maintenance you can trust. We specialize in asphalt repair, infrared patching, surface cleaning, parking lot striping, and powerful hydrojet drain cleaning. Call now for your free consultation at 740-577-4574. Willis Advantage Property Solutions. We protect and maintain what matters.
You have a voice when it comes to your long-term care. An ombudsman advocates on your behalf for long-term care issues related to health, safety, welfare, and residents' rights wherever you receive long-term care services. Here to listen, here to help. Call your local ombudsman through the Area Agency on Aging, District 7 for confidential assistance at 1-800-582-7277 or email info@aaa7.org.
Don't let bone, joint, or muscle pain keep you on the sidelines. Whether it's a sports injury, sprain, or strain, the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute Express Clinic offers walk-in care with no appointment needed. Get expert orthopedic care quickly. Visit adina.org/express clinic for more information. That's adina.org/express clinic.
Are you a warm welcome back to Football Friday Nights, our 6th and final section to wrap up. Of course, presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. We got another slew of picks for you to finish off our evening, Eric. Just really tell me about the atmosphere that's building behind us.
I mean, it's just great, right? We've already talked about Coach Hall saying, I'm dragging my helmet if you've got your helmet all the way up to Chillicothe, right?
Not much else I can forget.
Hey, man, you're welcome anytime. I mean, that right there adds to the atmosphere, right? Dan and Pete are here. We're starting to feel it. Playbooks over here are dissipating. The fans are pouring in. Little red jerseys, black, purple, white jerseys here at Unioto, man. It feels like high school football season again. My voice is even coming back magically. I don't know how this is happening, but everyone's catching their second wind. It's happening.
The adrenaline is slowly building. We'll kick things off. Our second slew of picks here. Athens traveling to Logan for that 99th all-time matchup. That one on 97.3 FM, WATH there in Athens, Eric.
How about some fireworks to start off the season here in week 1? Athens traveling to Logan. I really like Logan's returners. They return quarterback Carson Toogle and running back Ethan Courtney. That mixed in with a new young head coach. Hold your hats. I think the Chieftains take down the Bulldogs in week 1. Give me Logan to upset Athens.
That would be a huge home victory to lead off the season. However, looking back at last year, knowing how Athens is always rebuilding, reloading, ready to roll, I think Athens is going to go on the road week 1, taking down the Chieftains, starting their 2026 campaign 1-0. We'll move right in to what is tomorrow, Friday night's game of the week. Forrest Trimble making that trip to Nelsonville, York.
Pure Rock 105 XTQ game of the week. Check out Tad and Daniel on the call there. That's going to be a great matchup. I love this game. I think the Buckeyes have more momentum entering this season. That in conjunction with it being the home opener, so I'm going to lean towards Nelsonville. I think the Buckeyes get it done tomorrow night at Dave Boston Field.
I couldn't agree with you more. As we mentioned, that Friday night game of the week, the atmosphere going to be crazy enough, even without our presence. Maybe we'll add to it a little bit.
Sprinkle in some of us too, right?
Yeah, I think the Nelsonville York Buckeyes protect the fort week 1, get it done. We'll move right in. Waverly paying a visit to Miami Trace. That one on Q100.1 FM WXZQ out of Waverly right there. I think Miami Trace builds off the momentum from a very successful season just a year ago, getting this home victory in week 1.
It was very successful, but I don't think they accomplished what they set out to do, which was win the league, Jackson, and then win a playoff game or win a couple playoff games, Jackson again. I think they've got a lot to prove this season. I'll take the Panthers in their home opener.
We'll move right in. It's Gallia Academy paying a visit to Boyd County, Eric.
Number of platforms for this one if you're watching or listening in Pure Rock 99.5 WBYG, the big one in Gallipolis, 100.7 or 107 or 105.7 Hank FM, WLGC Ashland, and of course streaming live on TotalMedia Sports YouTube. It's being rumored the Gallia Academy quarterback Max Canada has torn his ACL or has some sort of significant knee injury, so I don't want to spread too much misinformation. I just don't like that question mark if it's not true heading into week 1. I'm going to lean towards Boyd County, the Lions, to get it done.
Obviously, if that being the case, we wish the best for him. Of course, that being such a tough injury, if so, to deal with. And if you've ever been down to Cannonsburg, you know how those fans get, how that atmosphere is for Boyd County. So I'm right on board with you. I think they defend home, of course, coming off a very solid past few seasons there, that being Boyd County getting it done week 1. We'll move right in. South Gallia making that trip to Racine Southern, 92.1 FM WYVK there in Middleport and Pomeroy, Eric.
Bend area game of the week. Rick Ash with you here in this one. I think South Gallia owes the Tornadoes one from 2024 when they went down there, fumbled the ball around and things like that. And Racine Southern stole one. I'm going to run with the Rebels tonight or tomorrow night, that is, to get this one done.
I think South Gallia has the tools necessary to go on the road week 1. What will be another ginormous road dog, I guess, victory, you could say, in a different sense, victory there for South Gallia. We'll move right into our Saturday game of the week, that being August 22nd, as I mentioned, and what will be a matchup that was fireworks last year between Meigs and Eastern Meigs, like you mentioned earlier, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think Meigs is seeking revenge from a game that they really felt like they missed out on. They should have won. They should have started last season 1-0. What is a very exciting rivalry matchup. I think Meigs gets a little revenge, goes on the road, and steals a week 1 victory.
They're here loving that down in Middleport, Pomeroy. And stylistically, that could very well add up. They're going to come out slinging it all over the place. And keep an eye on number 9, Griffin Hudson, or 4, Griffin Hudson. I'll get you a number here before long. That kid is electric. He's an all-state track kid. He's lights out. But I think Eastern Meigs has the ability to run the football a little better, and I lean on that early in the season. Give me the Eagles to get it done in week 1.
Moving right along, Newark Catholic going to play host to the Huntington Huntsmen on 100.9 FM WXIZ there, Chillicothe, Waverly. First-year head coach for Newark Catholic, that being Tom Phillips. That being said, I think that creates a little bit of a question mark maybe for that home team. I think the Huntsmen go on the road and get it done week 1.
I think you're exactly right. Long trip for for the Huntsmen leaving the township to do it, but I like this trip for Huntington to open the year. I think they'll actually compete pretty well in the SVC this season. Give me the Huntsmen on the road to open the year.
The South Point Pointers going on the road to Beaver Eastern Week 1. That one on the Total Media Sports YouTube channel. If you're watching the stream, you've already found us. I think Beaver Eastern, we've talked about the success they've had, 34-3 overall in the last 3 seasons, building off of some, like I just mentioned, some fantastic years. I think Beaver Eastern protects home field Week 1.
I think you're exactly right. I've heard some pretty confident language coming out of the Pointers this preseason, as I think a number of folks have. And they have a chance to do something special tonight if they can take down Beaver Eastern. But the fact of the matter is Beaver Eastern's won 32 straight regular season games. I'm going to take Beaver Eastern until someone shows me a reason not to.
Move right in. McLean making that trip to Adena. That one on Pure Rock 97.5 FM WVNU there in Greenfield. McLean, a shutout win to start last season, so I will go right off of that. I think McLean goes on the road this time to Adena Week 1 and claims another victory.
It's a bit of an underrated rivalry in the area here. 68 times these two teams have taken the field against one another. McLean leads that series 42-23-2. I think the Tigers go on the road and get it done in Week 1. I'll take McLean.
What is going to be a very gritty game come Week 1. It's Wellston making that visit down to Oak Hill to take on the Oaks. The Bull 97.7 FM WCJO Oak Hill and 105.3 FM WYPC there in Jackson. Also, that one streaming on the Total Media Sports YouTube. This one, like I mentioned, going to be a gritty game. It's going to be won at the line of scrimmage. I will say that without a doubt in my mind. If I was going to make a prediction, I think the Oaks get it done at home.
I have to agree with you there. Another great rivalry here. 71st meeting between these two Jackson County programs, and Wellston leads this series all time 54-24-1, but I actually think Oak Hill gets it done under first-year head coach Weston Hale. Kick
that right over to Vinton County, pretty close, just a little bit up the road there. Vinton County playing host to Waterford Week 1. I think that Waterford goes on the road, builds off that 2025 campaign, of course, season ending in heartbreak against Danville just a year ago. They have a lot to prove this year, getting that Week 1 victory.
They do have a lot to prove this year, and last year Vinton County really struggled in this game, 50-12 final. I think we're going to see something, maybe not quite that, but something probably similar. I like Waterford comfortably against the Vikings tomorrow night.
A game I'm very excited about. The Portsmouth West Senators traveling over to take on the Fairland Dragons. That one on 92.1 FM WIOI there in Portsmouth. I think the Senators go on the road. They are, excited for this Week 1 matchup. Of course, Fairland going to be seeking revenge. I expect a very close, more fireworks in this one. I think the Senators get it done.
I think you're right, too. As much as I want it to be competitive, I think Portsmouth West has an opportunity to run away with this game if they so choose. I'm just not sure Fairland's going to be able to slow down the Senators, but I'm going to roll with Portsmouth West in this one as well.
We'll do one final pick before we take a quick break here to lead in to what is our last section of the evening right before game time. It's going to be Paint Valley traveling to Valley. The Indians, very successful throughout the past few years. I think they get it done at home.
I agree with you there. I'm going to take Paint Valley in this one, or Valley over Paint Valley in this one as well. They improved a ton last season.
Lucasville Valley going to be an exciting place to be for that Week 1 matchup. As we mentioned, we have a few quick picks left for you. We're going to step away for just a moment, and kickoff is almost here. It's Thursday night, not Friday night quite yet, but we have action on tap for you. Total Media Sports on YouTube, as well as a plethora of stations around the area. We'll be right back on Football Friday Nights.
Don't let bone, joint, or muscle pain keep you on the sidelines. Whether it's a sports injury, sprain, or strain, the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute Express Clinic offers walk-in care with no appointment needed. Get expert orthopedic care quickly. Visit adena.org/express clinic for more information. That's adena.org/express clinic.
Are you age 55 plus and ready to make a difference in your community? COAD's AmeriCorps Senior Retired Senior Volunteer Program allows seniors age 55 and up who pass a background check to help with community-based services such as veteran services, disaster relief, and environmental care through local nonprofits. If this interests you, please contact Danielle Woodyard at 740-286-4918 or email dwoodyard@coadinc.org. COAD, the Corporation for Ohio Appalachian Development, is here to help you and the community.
Press 1 if you know your party's extension. press 2.
We've all been there. At Corby Leach State Farm, you can skip the phone maze because you'll talk to real humans. People who know your name, understand your community, and are ready to help protect what matters most. Auto, home, renters, life, or business insurance. You'll get real conversations and real help every step of the way. Call Corby Leach State Farm today at 740-385-6878.
Real humans, real help, real good neighbor.
Looking for a bank that puts you first? At Farmers Bank, they've been helping neighbors grow for over a century with personal checking and savings, business loans, convenient online and mobile banking, and customer service that treats you like family. Whether you're planting roots or planning your future, Farmers Bank will help every step of the way. Stop by one of their local branches today and experience why Farmers Bank is your hometown bank since 1904. Member FDIC. Farmers Bank, growing with you.
It's game on time, Southern Ohio. Time to sit on those middle bleachers and cheer loud for your favorite high school football team. The only thing that might make the night better is a more comfortable seat. You know I'm right. As a proud supporter of all the area teams here at Globe Furniture, we have the solution for you. A brand new recliner. And while that may not work at those high school games, college game day, NFL games at home, we've got you covered. Recliners starting at $5.99 right here at Globe Furniture in downtown Chillicothe.
Looking for the sleek, modern look of standing seam roofing without the premium price? Introducing the new Quad Rib panel from Higgins Steel Roofing. Quad Rib delivers the clean appearance homeowners love while using an exposed fastener system for faster, more affordable installation. Choose from 8 textured colors and 16 smooth colors to match any home or building. Get the look you want at a price you'll love. Visit Higgins Steel Roofing and ask about the new Quad Rib roofing panel.
Need new tires? Rick's Tire and Auto has you covered. Looking for top-notch auto service? Rick's Tire and Auto has expertise. And now they're bringing their A-game to Athens County. Owned by Rick Dieter, formerly of Huddle Tire in Athens. Rick's Tire and Auto Service is located at 1353 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Right off the first Nelsonville exit on 33 West. Stop in for a quick tire change or oil change or schedule an appointment by calling 220-218-4169. At Rick's Tire and Auto, we have your vehicle covered.
Out here.
One last warm welcome back to Football Friday Nights presented by Rocky Outdoor Gear Store. We're going to steal 90 more seconds of your time before we head out for the evening. Just 2 quick matchups here. We'll lead off that Ironton at Williamsburg. I mean, I think a lot of people are feeling Ironton.
Hammer the Ironton. They're playing football.
One more Thursday night matchup taking place tonight. Northwest making that trip over to Piketon. I think that Piketon gets it done at home.
I really think so, too. Coach Goyen's been there a long time, provides a lot of consistency. Give me the Red Streaks.
And last but not least, our final pick of the evening. It's here where we are, the Jackson Ironmen, making the trip here to West Chillicothe to take on the Unioto Sherman Tanks. That one on Mix 96.7 FM, as well as the Hank 100.9 FM there, Chillicothe Waverly. Eric, lead us off.
The Moment of Truth, 2 great programs led by 2 great coaches who are also good friends. There's only one first meeting and one chance to set a tone in a fresh series. Both of these teams are preaching that right now. I'm sure at the end of the day, a lot of unknowns. It comes down to one thing: control of the football, carrying the football, and being able to run the football. I trust Jackson to do that in a variety of ways. I'll take the Ironmen in week 1 in a first ever meeting.
I'm going to have to go against you, Eric. I think home field, I feel the energy. Everyone feels the excitement. We got the Unioto Sherman Tank helmet right next to us. If I had it and it was a little bit smaller, I would put it on right now. I'm backing Unioto at home for this Thursday matchup, and that's all we got for you guys this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night for that Trimble visiting Nelsonville York. The Buckeyes playing host in that one. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks so much for joining us here on Football Friday Nights.